And I know putting a lid on the basket will keep all that heat in on the basket. Hello and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Roy. I am a home cook and amateur baker, and I am here on this channel sharing recipes that have helped me to lose over 125 pounds, whether those recipes are mine or someone else's. Now today is not exactly a recipe, but it could be a snack, could be a component in a recipe, could be a lot of things. Could be an appetizer if you make deviled eggs. Now that's right, we are doing hard-boiled eggs, except we're not boiling them. So this is going to be one of my back to basics type videos where I'm showing you a basic cooking step that some people may need to learn. I know this is a relatively new one for me. I used to boil my eggs, and I always had a horrible time trying to peel them. Then I learned of a trick where you don't boil the eggs the whole time. You put them in the water, turn it off, leave them in there, and let them gently cook. I still could not get a peel off of an egg without half of the egg coming with it. So then I heard of steam boiled eggs. And I said, well, that could be worth looking into, especially if, as they say, they know how to peel them without losing half of the egg. So I gave it a shot, worked like a charm. So that's why I wanted to share it here on my channel, because it is a game changer. I have never ever in my life wanted to make deviled eggs until now, because I did not want to try to peel the eggs, to try to get them to look presentable. I would always just boil them and make egg salad, which is still an option, but it's not the only option. So this is what we are going to do. I have a shallow pan here with about 1 inch of water. 1 inch for me comes up to about the first line on my pinky finger. And I have a steamer basket. It used to have a little handle, no longer does. So that's why I have my tongs. You also will need the lid. And then I have 6 eggs here. I'm doing 6, you could do like 6 to 8, as long as they can be in a single layer. If they're doubled up, you can still do it. From what I understand, I have not tried it. It'll just take a few minutes more, like maybe an extra 3 minutes to cook them through. But for me, 6 to 8 is plenty. Either I'm making some egg salad or I'm having a snack of a hard-boiled egg. It's 0 bites, so why not? So what we're going to do is put our steamer basket into the pan. The water should just come up underneath it. You shouldn't be like submerged in it. If you don't have a steamer basket, they say that's fine. That just having the 1 inch of water is enough to cook them and steam them rather than boil them. But I like the security of having the steamer basket there. I have not tried it the other way. So if you do, and it works, let me know in the description box. But I'm going with the safety of having that steamer basket to keep it out of the water and just let the steam do all the work. Now I'm going to turn this on to high, get it boiling, obviously, because we need that steam working. And it had just been just about to boil, so it shouldn't be too long. Now, once you turn the water on, you're going to cover it, because covered pots cook faster. Because instead of all that steam escaping, it's all in there heating everything else up, like an engine of some kind or something. I'm not mechanical, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I do know some things about cooking. Keeping the lid on the pan will keep all that heat inside and help it to get hot faster. Now you don't have to hard boil your eggs. If you like soft boiled eggs, first of all, why? No, I'm kidding. You like what you like. I've never actually had one. I might love it, I don't know. But if you want soft boiled eggs, you would go to 6 minutes of steaming. If you want hard boiled, hello, so on a time. If you want hard boiled, you're gonna go to 12 minutes. So now it's boiling. I'm just gonna turn it down slightly because it does get very loud with the steam bumping up against that lid. So now that it's boiling, I am going to just lay my eggs right there. You can see because it's boiling now, the water is bubbling up a little bit, and that's fine. It's not gonna hurt it. Just make sure, because the first time I did this, one of my eggs immediately, it didn't explode, but it had a crack, so the white started leaking out from the pressure of the steam. So you wanna just double check that you don't have any cracks on your eggs. It didn't damage anything. It was still fine. I mean, I tossed it, but it didn't damage the other eggs. But just check just so you don't have a little mess on your hands. The other thing I did just to make sure that the steam with a really cold egg wouldn't cause a problem, I took them out maybe a half an hour before just to let them kind of come to room temperature so they weren't ice cold and shocked when they hit that steam and maybe cracked. But cracking supposedly is much less likely, and except for that one that I had which had started with a crack, none of them cracked. So I'm going for hard-boiled eggs, so I'm gonna let this go for 12 minutes. And like I said, if you wanted soft-boiled eggs, which I may have to try sometime, you would go for 6 minutes. So I'm gonna let this steam. I'll be right back to tell you where to go from there. All right, so the eggs are getting close to the end. There are two ways to serve these. You can serve them hot if you like. I've never had hot hard-boiled eggs. That's not usually how I eat them, but you could. If that were the case, once they are done, you would just crack them and peel them, and I will show you how the peeling goes, which is part of what helps keep the shell and the egg from coming apart rather than clinging together. But I'm going to put these into a baggie in the fridge for next time I want some egg salad, or if I want to just have a hard-boiled egg for a snack. So what I'm going to need to do is fill a bowl with ice water. I'm going to put cold water in and add some ice cubes. And when these are done, I'm going to immediately put them in there for 15 minutes. So let me get my ice bath started, and I'll be back when it's time to drop them in. Okay, so I have my bowl full of cold water. It's not full, it's about halfway full because I'm going to add some ice in to make sure that this water is nice and cold. Now, because the water is not as cold as the ice, some of the ice might start to melt as it's intermingling with the water and cooling off the water. So I'm going to get some more ice, set it aside, because if the water is not cool enough, I'm going to just dump in a few more ice cubes. So I'll get some more, and then we'll be ready to stop the cooking of some eggs. Okay, so the timer has gone off. I'm going to turn off the burner, add in a little more ice, and take out the eggs. Now, besides the steam, there is a lot of splattering. Can't even see you. There's a lot of splattering from water steaming out of the pan. It's just water, it's not gonna hurt anything. But we do want to get these into the ice bath gently, because you want to stop the cooking, and you also want the egg and the shell to kind of separate, and doing the hot cold thing tightens up the egg and pulls it away from the shell. But we're not going to rely on that. We have another trick up our sleeve. But we have to let this sit for 15 minutes to let them cool down, and then I will be back to show you the secret to peeling the eggs. Okay, so here is the secret to peeling an egg so that the shell is not pulling half of the egg with it. It is to peel it under running water, cool running water. Now, Paul also found a way of peeling them, supposedly. Someone he watches on YouTube will crack them and sit them in the cool water and then be able to peel it, because I guess the water gets in through the cracks. So I did crack a couple to put them in there and try that out. But first I'm going to show you the way that I do it, and it really makes a perfect peeled egg. So just going to grab one of these out, just crack it all over, turn on the water, and it doesn't have to be too strong of a flow, so I'm going to turn that down a smidge. The bad thing about this touch thing is that even the handle has sensitivity, so if I try to adjust it, anyway, that's my problem, not yours. So I've cracked it all over. So then you just start to peel. That's still a little strong. Okay. Then you just start to peel away, and you're kind of letting the running water get under the shell where you are peeling it. And it's kind of pushing the shell away from the egg. And I'm just dropping it right into the bowl where I have all the eggs. And I suppose if you did hard boil them in the standard way, you could probably try this as well. But I really love steaming the eggs. And there you go, perfectly peeled egg. I'm going to do one more. Let's just show you that that's not a fluke. And watch, now it will be the one that gives me a problem. But so far, I have not had any difficulty using this method. So I really don't think you will either. See, it's just kind of like gently pushing the shell away from the egg. And voila, there you go. Now let's try Paul's. Let me see which one I cracked previously. Okay, so turn that, hello. So this is the one that's been soaking in the cold water a little bit. And without doing the running water, let's see how this one works. And I'll put these shells here. Okay, not bad so far. Now I don't know if it's because of the steaming or if this actually, that might even work better. But again, I cracked another one just to be on the safe side, because I didn't want this to be a fluke and not be the standard appearance of an egg after this. No, so far, okay, you might not need the running water. I'm going to rinse off the little flecks of shell, but again, perfectly peeled. All right, so you may not use the running water and try it, just crack all the eggs, let them sit in cold water. The person he watches, I guess, refrigerates it to make sure it's cold. I didn't do that. I just did my ice bath water, cracked a couple of them, put them in there, and it worked well. So either method seems to work to make perfectly peeled eggs. So it is totally your choice. So I hope that you found this little tutorial helpful. And I'm going to call these hard cooked eggs because they're not boiled, and steam boiled sounds a little odd, and hard steamed sounds a little odd. So I'm just going to call them hard cooked eggs. And again, if you wanted to do soft cooked eggs, you just do 6 minutes in the steamer as opposed to 12. Oh, let me get a knife and I'll cut one of these open for you. So you can see that it is perfectly cooked in there. None of that green. If you've ever gotten that greenish, grayish ring around the outside, there's nothing wrong with the egg. It just means you cooked them for too long. So there you have it. Perfectly hard-boiled eggs and peeled without a problem. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and if you did, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and you are looking for recipes that can help you on a weight loss journey. And hit that notification bell for the next time I upload any sort of video. And comment down below if you have tried this method before, if this is something you're looking forward to trying, or how you do it, and maybe you get perfectly peeled eggs in some other way. So let me know down in the comments below and maybe I'll try that one out. You can also follow me over on social media. On Instagram, my handle is here, as well as 2 Facebook groups that I'm a part of. One is mine, Recipes with Roy, and the other one is Finding Our Way, W-E-I-G-H. And I co-admin that with Jennifer Lynn from the Jennifer Lynn channel, as well as Bree Coleman from Balancing Life with Bree. So I hope you'll join us over there. There's a lot of support, tips, tricks, recipes, etc. And speaking of recipes, don't forget to check in the description box for my recipe blog. In case you're looking for any of my recipes, that's where they'll be found. And there are other links down there below as well. So I guess I'm going to go make some deviled eggs, egg salad. Maybe I'll just have a hard-boiled egg as a snack. Until next time, bye.